Welcome back, guys. In this video we'll fit out this brand new canopy with a 12 volt rooftop tent and various other accessories. If you haven't watched my previous videos, when I first got the Dmax, I fit out the tub with or aligned it with a marine carpet, fit a lithium 12 volt system in it, had a pull out fridge slide with a 60 litre ARB fridge, and also a pull out drifter kitchen. That served me well, but I always knew I was going to go for a aluminium canopy in the end. So the canopy was built locally in South Australia by a company called BR Customs, and in this video we'll fit it out, fit a rooftop tent and 12 volt and also some various other accessories. So let's jump in the Dmax. I'll head home and we'll start the fit out. Enjoy, guys. Well, the next stage is probably the most important stage, I believe, in a canopy build. It's the 12 volt system. I'm not changing much in relation to what I've got set up in the canopy compared to what I had before. I'm still using my original, I think it's a Victron 158 hour lithium battery. However, I've bought this control hub from iTech World, and it comes with a 40 amp DC to DC charger and a few various USB outlets and 1 to 5 switches, so I can switch out any of my accessories I want to put into the canopy, and it's all fused, so it's all safe. And at the end it's got a various number of 50 amp Anderson plugs and also a solar input for unregulated solar. So because the DC to DC's got MPT solar regulator, you don't need it. But however, if you've got a solar blanket that comes with a MPTT solar regulator, you can just plug it in any of the 50 amp in and out sockets. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be easy just to plug and play, and it'll look neat and tidy. It comes with a battery monitor. However, it only gives you a voltage, not a percentage. So I've also gone with the iTech World 500 amp shunt, and it comes with a little display, and that displays percentage of battery left and also current draw. So that'll be really handy to keep an eye on. For lighting inside the canopy, on the canopy doors, I've gone with these, what are they, 1 meter LED lights, and they're dual lights, so you've got amber and also white, and they're dimmable. So that'll be really awesome and light up the inside of the canopy. On the rear, I've got 2 of these, they're Turulum, same as the LED Turulum lights, work lights, and they'll fit them to the back of the canopy. And I've got various USBs. You can't have enough USBs, I think, in a canopy. I've got a heap of those, charging and camera gear and iPhones, iPads, things like that. And also I'm going to fit to my Bushman's fridge a fan. I've seen a lot on YouTube that basically in the Bushman's upright fridge, everything at the top freezes and down the bottom is basically just cool. So if you get a bit of airflow in there, you get a much even temperature throughout the fridge. So I'll fit one of those, and they only got a small amp draw, I think half an amp, something like that, 0.8, nothing. So, and also I'm just using the original Victron 1200 watt inverter that I had in the back of the tub, and that powered all my accessories easy, and I can induction cook off there. I never cook higher than 1200, usually around 800 to 1000 watts. And yeah, so I'll install that as well. So let's get out into the canopy and start installing this stuff. To fit the control hub to the Dmax canopy, I needed to make up a support panel. After measuring up, I cut the panel out of 12mm ply and test fit it before covering it in marine carpet. I brought in the 8 BMS cable from the main start battery through a cable gland and into a 3-pin Anderson plug. I then ran a small blue 10 amp wire back to the vehicle ignition for the DC-DC charger, which then connected via a 3-pin Anderson plug on the side of the control hub. As I didn't have a cable running back to the ignition system for the DC-DC charger on the previous build,
I had to jump under the Dmax and run a new cable. With a lot of cuts and bruises, I finally got it done, and it looks really neat and tidy.
Well, I've installed the battery now, and also the 240 volt Victron charger, and also the shunt, which will get paired up to this iTech World battery monitor, and yeah, that'll give me true indication of how much left, or how much percentage I've got left on the battery, and also what ampage I'm drawing and also charging it. So I'm really looking forward to getting those installed. Got all the cables run now, and this is the main one for the battery. Should get a 3-pin Anderson plug, or plug into the end of the control hub here. So next step is to open up the box and wire it in. Well, I finished wiring up the Canopy control hub. I now need to hook it up to the main battery. And I'm doing it through this piggyback fuse holder, and that will go into an ignition source in the fuse box. And once that's all done, all the 12 volt is finished, and we'll have power to the compressor and also the control hub. Well, next I'm going to fit these LED strip lights to the canopy doors, one on each side. They're 900mm long and dual colour, so there's a white light and also a yellow light, and you've got comes with a switch on the end, so you just easily toggle between the white and the yellow. And the other one has a dimmer switch and an on-off switch. They measure 900mm long, and they've got a couple of little tabs each end that you can easily screw through. And they also got 3M double-sided tape on the back, which will stick to the bar quite nicely. I'm going to stick it to this bar here, closest one to the canopy, and I'll just have it angled in so the light goes down inside the canopy and lights everything up. So we'll get into fitting these strip lights. As with the internal lights, I've gone Terralume work lights for the rear of the Dmax here, and I think they are 65mm square floodlights, and they only draw 1.6 amps, so they should be perfect for night time. I mean, normally you only have 3 or 4 hours of lights in the night, so won't have much draw for 2 of those. That's 1.6 amps each, so it's what's that, 3.2 amps an hour, which is next to nothing. So first off, just going to draw a hole for this the cable. I'm just going to use these rubber grommets. So I've marked up a hole. I've checked it 2 or 3 times, so I'm not going to hit anything. So we'll draw that first, and then I'll fit the bracket and the light.
To fit my ARB air compressor to the toolbox was quite simple. To set out the holes to be drilled, I removed the bracket and marked them up before drilling. I made up a small panel to house a switch and air hose outlet. I then brought the dedicated 12 volt supply from the main starter battery through the back of the toolbox via a sealed gland. The switch was wired up to the ignition, so it will only run when the Dmax engine is running. As you can see, I have plenty of room in the toolbox for things like accessory bag and air hose.
Obviously we've got the Bushman's 85 litre upright fridge. It's not plumbed in yet. I'll have to do all the electrics later. But yeah, looking forward to using the upright fridge. I've never had an upright fridge before. And then you've got the aluminium cage or surrounding with a shelf on top, which I'll put a couple of those crash pods on top, I think. Well, next job is to fit a little 12-volt fan to the inside of the fridge here. Originally I bought this one from not Rogue Traders, but Rogue 4x4 I think it is. But it's too big, I thought. It just looked a bit ugly. So I've gone for a smaller one. I've just got went down to J-Card and bought a little computer fan. And I made up a little bracket. I've just painted it white, so that'll mount on there. And that'll sit in nicely just in here. And it'll look really good. So the idea of these fans is to circulate air through the fridge. If you go online, a lot of forums are saying that the fridge, basically everything up the top freezes and everything down the bottom isn't really cold. And then they suggest installing a little fan to circulate the air through there, and you get an even temperature. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to fit this now. I'll use some 3M double-sided tape to tape it onto the side of the fridge here, and then I'll try and wire it into the thermostat. I'll pick up the wires. It's easy to get to at the side here. All the wires are exposed. I'll pick up the correct wires and I'll wire it in. So that's the next step. Wire this 12-volt fan in.
The first step was to drop down the light and thermostat controller to access the cable gland. I then pushed a small Phillips head screwdriver through to create a path for my fan cables. This was the hardest part of the install, as there isn't much free room through the cable gland. I then soldered the cable and fan wires and finished off with heat shrink.
I've just finished wiring it in, and as you can see, when the thermostat cuts in, I'm not sure if you can see that, the fan cuts in. When the thermostat cuts out, the fan will cut out. See? Cool. Now I'll just mount it up here with double-sided tape, and that should be a really good mod for the fridge. Double-sided tape on there, and then I'll stick that. That should be it. Turn the thermostat on. There's nice airflow through there. Well, I'm fitting the Rhino backbone system to my rack for two reasons. One is for looks. I actually like the look of the Rhino rack backbone system. But the second one is to bring that roof rack down a little bit. The height's too high for my canopy, and I want to fit a rooftop tent on there, so I just want to bring it down. This will bring it down about 15-20 mil, and that should be enough to keep the rooftop tent at a good level. That's clearing the roof rack. So first off, we've got to remove, I've got a cable running along here for my UHF. I just have to remove that. I'll remove the roof rack, and then we'll fit these backbone brackets.
To change from the original Rhino brackets to the backbone style was quite easy. First step was to remove the rack, then fit the supplied rubber strips on the roof tracks. Install the bolt hole sealing patches before fixing down to the backbone brackets. Lift the rack onto the new brackets and torque down.
Well, full storage, I've decided to go with these crash pods, and you get, I think there's two sizes. This one's a large one, and I can fit 4 on this shelf, and I keep various things in here. This one's just my coffee kit, if you want to call it, so everything's in one spot. Makes life easier, and yeah, they just sit up there, and yeah, they're really good. They've got solid sides, and they're all PVC lined inside, so if anything spills, it's just an easy wipeout. And keeping with the crash pod theme, in my drawer here, I've got 2 of the smaller size ones. They got, if I can get it out, and they got all my spices and things like that in there, and they fit real nice and neat in the drawer here. I've got 2 of them, and then just my plates just sit on top. like this. Yeah, so yeah, it's really handy. I like the crash pods. Little clear tops so you know what's inside them. I think I'm going to get another large one put in here, and that'll have my plates in it and things like that. I've got a smaller one here. I've had this one for a while. This one's an ARB Navigator, and that's got all my, well, what's got in it? Just utensils, like spoons, large spoons, wooden spoons, mixers, peelers, things like that. So, and that fits in perfect there. And obviously my other storage is here. This Expedition 134 plastic, it's all watertight, so you can actually stick it out in the sun. It's got a seal around it. You can have it out in the rain, it doesn't matter. But that'll be my pantry, all my food. And up the top here, I've got another little shelf. On up here, I've just got my, butane cooker. That fits nicely up the top there. Easy to get to. And I'll probably get another one of these Navigator ones that can sit up here, and I'll put other utensils or something in it. Yeah, so the crash pod storage is the way to go, I think, especially when it's a PVC lined, and the sides are pretty well, well, they're stiff and solid, so they're not collapsibles like these ones. Even this one, it collapses a little bit, but with the PVC lining, you can easily wipe it out if anything spills.
With the other toolbox on the driver's side, I decided to keep that as a spares box. The first step I did was fabricate a little tray or holder to keep the jack in place, and then the rest of it is just taken up with spares like hoses, fan belts, air filter, electrical parts, and other various items I need to keep the Dmax out on the tracks.
Another addition I've done to the Canopy for the trundle drawer, it would be a great idea to put my charcoal cooker on the back here and cook off of. So I've got Brad from BR Customs to make up this little tray. Just pretty simple, just sits in there, slides to the back when I'm not in use. When it is in use, I can pull it to the front, set up the barbecue and cook off here. So yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, so this will be perfect for cooking off of. It's a nice charcoal cooker, this one. This one's Cobbard & Co. And it's got a nice grill on there. You can cook pizzas and everything on there. And I've got a bench here to put stuff on. So I think it's a great addition to the Canopy.
I have used the same inverter from my previous tub fit out, and had BR Customs design into my build this space where I will attach it to the drawer cage. I started by making up a fascia to neaten up the inverter and to fit the iTech battery monitor and USB charger. I installed rib nuts to secure the inverter to the drawer cage. I had to extend the inverter cables to run them behind the fridge to the shunt and battery. It was a tight space to work in, and in hindsight I should have removed the fridge. With the fascia now powder coated black to tie in with the fridge and drawer, I think it has turned out great and is in easy reach when cooking via my induction cooker.
So now the inverter is neatly attached to the side of the drawer cage here, and it looks really neat in there. It's all working. I've got it all turned on, so it should be good. At least I can cook on my induction now right here. And these wires here are for the battery monitor and USB charger. It's not really part of the Canopy build, but I'll include it in this video because I think it's very important. I've purchased this iCheck TPMS or tire pressure monitoring system, and cut the nice little neat unit that just sits on the dash. It's got a solar panel on top, so it charges while you're driving, and it gives you warnings if your pressure goes too low or you lose air out of tires, and can easily save you $500 for a new tire. And yeah, I think it's well worth it. So it's a pretty simple system. It's just got these little valve or pressure sensors. They've got a little battery inside. Just screws on. And we've got these little rubber protectors that go over the top, stop dust and rubbish getting in. Yeah, pretty simple. So I'll put them on all the tyres and hopefully I'll get a puncture. That'll save me a tyre.
This is my favourite part of the build, the rooftop tent. I think a rooftop tent will change the way I go camping. It will make it easier to set up camp and easier to pack up. We'll be sleeping away from the creepy crawlies and out of the dirt. To lift the rooftop tent onto the canopy, I first tried just lifting it up with a few mates, but lining the holes up with the bolts became near impossible. So I decided to head down to my dad's place, use his gantry, and then we can lower it down bit by bit and line up the holes, and it made it for an easy install.
Well, now with the canopy build finished, I'm actually extremely happy with how it's turned out, and it's exactly how I was imagining it, so that's great. And I think this is going to be the perfect setup for me, because like I said earlier, I move camp to camp every night, so this should be a 2 to 3 minute setup each night. Just a couple of clips on the rooftop tent, push it up, lock in the ladder, and I'm ready for sleeping. And also with the kitchen, just open up the canopy doors, pull out the kitchen drawer, and I'm ready to cook. So I hope this has inspired you guys to maybe do a similar project, or maybe add a few things that I've done. And until next time guys, take care, and we'll see you next video. Thanks for watching Legends. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, which will encourage me to create more content like this. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.